Hello guys, Leech here. So I've been grinding for headhunter in the last few days, and I'm pretty close at it. And today I want to share the strat that I use. And so let's start with the Atlas tree. So it's an expedition and legion strat, and link for the tree will be in the description. So we will take all the legion node except for the one that give general, since they don't benefit us. For expedition, I use extreme archaeology, so we just drop one bomb and explode it, and that's it, to make things a lot simpler. And I also take engine writing and buried knowledge. Engine writing basically add extra suffix on the remnants, and buried knowledge is to increase the chance to get locked in. And I also using sulfite. And with the tree we're using pack with energy. It will give you damage, it will give you defense, it gives you like 3 max elemental resistance, and this is probably the most important part. This gives you a lot of movement speed. I'm also taking mining byproduct, which gives you a chance for the sulfite vein to also grant you azurite, and you can use the azurite on Nico to purchase a small resonator, and that sells really well early on, and that's basically will pay off your sulfite, so you get all the benefit from the pack of energy, but you basically have a little bit extra income and it's going to pay for itself. And for the altars, I will go for red altars, since red altar is more stable. You get a lot of currency that you can sell early on, like Awakened Sexton, Chaos Orb. The red Ichor is still pretty well. Like the great one, the grand one is still selling really well. And the last one is 7 Gate, and I take 7 gate because Legion is not on a Kirak mod in this league, so having a 7 gate meaning you have access to Legion again. And if you don't have enough point, you can drop the Shrine Node. The Shrine Node is not necessary, it's just like a little bit buff to your character, so it makes your character stronger. If you get like a Speed Shrine, you can clear them up a lot faster. And this strat is good for the character that have a high DPS, AoE and mobility, meaning you can clear a lot of things, you have good AoE, and because it need to be able to handle something like Legion Expedition very well, because this is the main thing you're going to farm. And if you cannot do it, I mean, this strat is probably not for you. So for Scarab, I recommend using Legion, Expedition, and Sulfite. I personally we add Sacrificial Fragment, but just to add like 10, I can do a 5% quantity. It's not necessary. It's just I have one free slot because I already upgraded my map device. But if you don't have that, just use Legion, Expedition, and Sulfite, and you'll be fine. And for the type of the Scarab, you can use Rusted first. I start with Rusted, and eventually I go with the Polish. But with the Polish Legion price is so high, it kind of worth it to just using Rusted Scarab. Rusted Scarab still works pretty much fine. I think like my first 50, 60 fund I'm using, I still using Rusted. And there's another one tip for the Scarab if you're willing to put like a little bit more effort. And this is what I do too. So I buy a cheap polished Scarab, any polished Scarab like Elder, Shaper, Torment, something like that. The polished Scarab that nobody uses usually is pretty cheap. And I will use the Harvest Craft to change it into something else. And you're not always going to get Legions, but in my opinion, it worth the effort because in this early league, there's a few targets you can actually try to hit. Number one is Ambush, Divinations, and Police Harbinger, Police Legion Expedition. Of course, that's 2 things we need. So when I do the Harvest, if I get something like Ambush, Divination, Harbinger, I can resell it to recoup my cost. And if I get Legion Expedition, I'm just going to use it. In this way, it's a lot cheaper to do it this way with the current price, especially with the Police Legion is so high. But it does require some work, so I leave the choice to you. So that's about the Scarab. If you do not want to do any of that one, just use Trust that it's work just fine. And in terms of reward, here is what we looking for our currency. Number one is incubator. Incubator, one thing is to not forget to use your incubator. You can incubate 10 items, and if you have trinket, that's been 11. It's up to you, you want to use trinket or not. I'm not using trinket, so I'm just using the 10 slot. And the incubator, I recommend the priority as following. The first one you always want to put in is the ornate incubator. This one gives you currency, and it is not uncommon you get divine ore from that one. So Ornate Incubator is number one that I always going to put it in. If I'm running out of Ornate Incubator, I will go into Divinations Incubator. This will give you stack decks, and it sells really well early on. I think I do get a lot of divine ore from stack deck because it pile up really fast. And the third priority is between Kalguran and Skittering. Skittering give you Scarab, and Kalguran give you Expedition currency. Which one of this is up to you? I just switch between both of them. Kalguran probably better if you get something like exotic coin or Courier medallion. It can worth some money. And Skittering is just give you bunch of Scarab, which is not always useful, but if you get lucky and you get a lot of polish, a lot of gilded, you can convert that into Legion and Expedition Scarab too. So that's about the incubator. Do not forget to use it. This is very important. And the second way you're gonna make currency is with the 5-way set. And this set I usually sell it on TFT. And I don't know if you can sell set in trade site. So I think your option if you want to sell it in set is on TFT. And if you want to sell it manually, you can still do it. I usually do it with the Kari, Eternal, and Fall Emblem because you get a lot of them, while Market and Templar is a little bit rare. So you can also sell it manually, it's up to you. I usually sell the set, and after that I will sell whatever left normally at the trade site. So the third one you're gonna make currency is with logbook. With this strat, you get quite a lot of logbooks. And there's two logbook you particularly wanted. The first one is Black Side. The second one is Rising of the Sun, Night of the Sun. And that's, I think, Night of the Sun worth around like 50 to 60 chaos each. And Black Side worth like 35 to 40 each. So it's depending on the price, but this is the price I currently have, currently get. So logbook sells really well. There's a bunch of people will take all your logbook from TFT. You can also sell it on trade site. And the fourth way is the expedition currency. You also will get something like exotic coin and Courier medallion. That's two currency that you really want. The scrap metal and the scrap galley is kind of worthless. I mean, you can use the scrap metal if you know how to craft with rock. It can be quite profitable. I've crafted some few items that can worth like 1 or 2 ETH. So it's definitely not bad. I usually do it like in the downtime when I get bored with the farming, so I just play with rock a little bit, play with Tujen a little bit, or play with like Gwenan a little bit. So expedition currency, you want exotic coin, you want Courier medallion, and the fifth one is div card. Since we are farming on Dune, there is two definition card that you want to pay attention to, and number one is Imperial Legacy. It gives 16 Imperial Bow. This you can sell to the vendor to get 6 link, to get 20 fusing. Fusing early on is still set pretty well. I think the rate at the when I make the video is like 1 divine for like 400 something, 410 fusing. It's still worth a lot of money. So fusing is still going to generate a lot of currency. So Imperial Legacy is good for that. And the second one is Fortunate card, which you have to collect 12 of them. You get 2 divine of them. Fortunate card is not that like you're not going to get that much, like not every map, but you actually get that quite often. And so that's 2 div cards you want to look for, and of course any other div card that are worth money. And the last one is raw currency. In this strat, it's really not uncommon for you to get like the raw divine orb from the expedition chest, from the legion chest, from the incubator. There's a lot of raw divine. That's number one. Number two, there's a lot of raw currency like sextants, eldritch ichor. You also get like GCP, fusing something like the bubblegum currency. All of them will still sell early on. Something like alterations. What else did I really sell? Like you get a lot of scour, regret, unmaking. So a lot of that kind of stuff you still can sell early on to get some currency. So raw currency in this strat is kind of a lot, and you will also see in the showcase. I do the map. I think in around 4 minutes I clear the map. I think like almost half of it is looting stuff. So, and for the map, I usually just go chisel to 20% quality, and you want to put alt to make it rare. I usually aim for 80% quant. I put the regex in the description below for my build. You know what the build that I do. If you do the same build, you can use it. But if you use your own build, I recommend go to part of PoE regex and use the regex to filter your map. It's make the map rolling a lot easier. Basically, what I usually do is I will try to filter out the map mod that I cannot do, like reflect. I cannot do reflect. I cannot do like cannot leech. And after that, I will looking for 80% quantity. I don't think it's that hard to roll 80% quantity, so I will usually go for that. Yeah, and that's it. And that's just all the strat that I've been doing. And this strat has served me very, very well. Like, I'm very, very close to headhunter. I think I'm around like 130 or 140 div. So I need a little bit more boost, and I will get my headhunter. And I will, after I get my headhunter, I will conclude the build. Because after I get a headhunter, I will start to put in like magic find items into the build. And I don't think I will go like full MF with it this league, because since the league mechanic can be so repeat, but it really depends on like how the build perform. Because right now, with a non-MF gear, you put a league mechanic in, as long as you're not putting in like 4,000 to 5,000 whips, most of the time it is fine. The rare in Legion can be dangerous, and the rare in the expedition can be dangerous, but the reward is definitely there. So I still have to wait and see after I get my headhunter. How far can I go with it with like semi MF? I think this is all I have for you today. And so thank you everyone for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.